Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Renu. I'm ready with yet another video, not just the timelines on various categories. However, there's more thing I would be talking about, little more in detail, how exactly the ADR looks like for more descriptive guidelines. And then there's a great news out here, and which I would be talking towards the end. Yes, Government of Canada, like Immigration Minister Mendicino, has announced that they probably would be extending the TR to PR pathway, and I will be covering this in detail towards the very end. Yeah, just the highlights from CTV News here. These are the wordings of Immigration Minister yesterday evening. I think we should keep an open eye as to whether or not we should extend the deadline. That's November 5th. Yes, that's the day when the TR to PR pathway is going to end under general category. So, Immigration, Refugee, and Citizenship Minister Marco Mendicino said in an interview, I'm always going to keep an open mind about searching for whatever policy promotes the greatest outcomes for our refugees, our immigrants, and our country and its economy. And I'll be talking in little detail over here, how exactly the interview went on towards the very end of this video. Mendicino said it's important to provide more transitional opportunities for newcomers, but added it's imperative workers' right to be protected regardless of status. So this indicates that there is a possibility that they are going to extend. The reason being is that they clearly mentioned in an interview that more than 14,000 of the 20,000 spots in the healthcare stream of TR to PR pathway announced in April were unfilled this week ahead of the November 5th deadline. If you would like to closely look at that, this is exactly the number right now. Under healthcare, if you see the quota has already not reached, it's just 5,537. So we are still left with 15,000 applications. So this is what the immigration minister is indicating over here, and they probably would extend that for sure. All right, so before I discuss that, let's discuss the timeline. This is for international graduate with inland dependents. So he has applied on May 6th at 12:39 p.m. Eastern Time. Medicals were passed on August 18th, and the application was linked on August 25th. There was an ADR for PCC from spouse. So this was again submitted on August 26th, the very same day, and he's received the AOR on September 1st. There were ghost updates on October 5th, and then there was an ADR, that's again an additional document requisition for IELTS on August 7th. There was a ghost update again on October 17th and then October 21st, and then there was a PR confirmation portal that was received yesterday only. In this case, this applicant has submitted the biometrics from 2019. Now, there are a lot of speculation going on that people are experiencing rejection and all. Uh, Again, I would like to reiterate the same thing which I have been repeating from the day this TR to PR pathway came into existence. Rejection chances under this category are way minimal. The only reason your rejection would happen in case if you have applied under wrong stream or you were not able to fulfill the requirement, means the supporting documents. Plus, you need to be physically present over here in Canada. That's again a mandatory requirement. Unless and until you don't fulfill that, then there is a chance that, of course, your application is likely to expire. Like, for say, if you're in Singapore right now and you're going to receive PR card soon. That is not going to happen because under TR to PR pathway, they have clearly mentioned that you have to be physically present in Canada. And that's the reason if any query comes to my way, I always advise please hold on to your traveling till the time you get the PR card. Secondly, in case if you're not able to submit the documents within this deadline time period, 30 days time period or 7 days time period, I will be discussing a little more in detail about it. So let's dive into our second timeline for international graduates now. Now, in this case, this applicant has applied on May 6th at 12:50 p.m. Eastern Time. He has paid Canadian dollar 500, that's a visa processing fee, and did not submit his 550 due to portal issue. Now, what happened here is that IRCC has has provided or issued him AOR that was received on September 29th. And then there was a request to pay full payment of Canadian dollar 1050. That would include visa processing fee and right of landing fee. So he did not want to take a chance, and that's how he has submitted the full fees. Now, After that, he submit the web forms. Now, once you receive the AOR or ADR, you are authorized to raise the web forms, and that's what exactly he has done. He submitted his background, and then there was a few corrections what needed to be done in his IMM 5669 form. He did that, and in IMM 0130 form also, that's a TR to PR pathway form, and then he has submitted the pay stubs, police clearance certificate from BLS. Now, in case if you have it from local police station, that's again should be okay. Also, in case if you have submitted the document receipt like PCC or IELTS within its validity time period, you don't have to redo it. So only if you have not submitted it, then you need to submit the police clearance certificate or biometrics or even the medicals. But again, if you have submitted the document within its valid time period and you're not able to receive the AOR or ADR for next 6 months time period, you don't have to redo the PCC. I hope that makes sense. I'm just going to repeat it again. If you have submitted police clearance certificate with its valid time period for say 2 months are remaining with that police clearance certificate, and you have submitted with the set of your application on May 6th, you don't have to redo it even if you have not received any confirmation from IRCC till November. Okay. Now, the PR confirmation was received on October 20th, and then there was a PR credentials that was on October 21st. He has received the ECO PR on October 22nd. Now, in this case, in the forms, he actually forgot to put his UCI number and actually added his wrong postal code. So again, visa officer would get back to you for each and everything. Like in this case, he did not submit the full processing fee. That's a big thing. And still he was asked by visa officer. So again, I'm saying the rejection chances are way less. You don't need to worry about that. Now let's dive into our ADR. This is exactly how the ADR would look like. I have shared a couple of formats in my previous videos. You can always refer to that. But this is the current one. This is in reference to your application. I'm going to read it for those who are not able to read it because this is not really clear. So this is in reference to your application for PR in Canada. In order for the processing of your application to continue, the following documents are required. The first one is IELTS, the CEL PIP, original IELTS or CEL PIP language proficiency test, and then there's a T4 form, a copy of the Canadian Revenue Agency T4 form, and there's a notice of assessment, a copy of the Canadian Revenue Agency notice and it's mentioned out there with the deadline. If you see, that was to be submitted within 7 days time period. It's written out here. Also, they have clearly mentioned October 28, 2021, and then notice of assessment, income proof like proof of income, again including pay stubs showing compulsory deductions, and this must be received at this office by October 28, 2021. Now there was one more requirement that's been made: proof of relationship, document proving your relationship with your inviter or family member. That means the person who's inviting him, kind of a principal applicant. Documents confirming proof of cohabitation like the driver's license, utility bills, joint bank accounts, insurance statements, correspondence, and all that. So they would also give you the detail like on what kind of documents IRCC would actually be asking for. Okay, so this has to be received. Now towards the end, I will also be discussing the timeline for express entry CEC, so you can always look at that too. Now this is a timeline for international graduate again. This applicant has applied on May 6 at 9:28 a.m. Pacific time. AOR was received on September 7th, and there was medicals were done on September 15th. Now, in this case, he's received the ghost update on September 23, stating that your background check is in process. The first request letter for IMM 5669 form was made to him on September 24, the very next day, where he has to fill the address gaps. And, 10-15 days later, again, he got another request from IRCC for again job gaps to be filled in IMM 5669 form. And there was a ghost update where it says there was a background check that we are processing your background check. That's a message he has received on October 18th, almost 15 days later, like 15 days after he submitted the second requisition, which was made by IRCC. And then he got the portal request on October 20th, that was day before. And now you can see the speed here. Portal credentials like email was received on October 21st. Photo and address were updated. And that's how he has received the COPR. That's today. So this is pretty quick and clean case. Another timeline for international graduate. Again, it's very simple case here. He's applied on May 6th at 12:45 p.m. Got the biometric request on August 30th, and then there was an AOR that was received on September 1st, and there was a biometric again was submitted on September 2nd. Now the current status, what he sees here is background check is in the process. That's the one. Now, before I jump on to the news where the immigration minister is indicating and hinting upon extending. This is the timeline for CEC. Now, under this person has received the ITA on July 8, 2021. An application was submitted on August 10th. And the very same day, of course, he will receive the AOR because this is under CEC category. Now, if you see the gap here, he has received the ITA on July 8th and submitted the application on August 10th is because with the spouse. So the spouse was in India. So it took him almost a month's time period. So he waited for his spouse to be here. And that's how it took him almost a month's time period here. Then there was a background check completed on October 18th, and he's received application was approved on October 18th itself. And that's how he's got the portal invitation on October 19th, where he has submitted the documents for both of principal applicant and for the spouse. And that's how he's received the COPR yesterday, that's October 21st. Now, without wasting a minute, I'm sure you must be waiting for this news. All right. So this is how exactly, and I'm going to share the link in the description box below. This is yesterday's news in the evening. Canada may extend the deadline of a program created this year to give temporary residents working in key sectors. Now let's highlight the points here. So told Rogers on Thursday, more than 14,000 of 20,000 spots in the healthcare stream of a temporary tooth like TR to PR pathway announced in April were unfilled this week ahead of November 5th deadline. I think we should keep an open eye as to whether or not we should extend the deadline. That's what they are indicating, Immigration Minister. He also said he's considering expanding future versions of the program to include refugee claimants who get work permits while waiting a verdict on their claims. Now, this is again a clear-cut indication. So we are heading towards the end of this year, and Immigration Minister, of course, is pretty enthusiastic, and I'm sure that they would be coming up real good immigration programs, and I will be updating you through my channel for sure. Now, this is what he said. I'm always going to keep an open eye about searching for whatever policy promotes the greatest outcomes for our economy, or for our refugees, our immigrants, and our country and its economy. So eventually, Canada is going to, increase this immigration quota for sure. The very people who do work in healthcare at the front lines of COVID are excluded from this program for sure. So if you go here towards the end, this is exactly they said. There are so many reasons why the temporariness of a worker is not a sustainable thing. I think the government is starting to hear that. This is again the wording by Mendicino, that I firmly believe that immigration status should not be used to exploit any individual. This indicates that they're going to definitely, come up with an idea where they probably would extend this program, or symmetrically they may announce something of those who already are in workforce right now, so that they can do the transition from workers category to permanent residents. So if you see that the ability to transition from temporary to permanent status can be one of the factors that strengthens the relationship between the employer and the employee by creating more of a balance. So whatever the news, I'm going to definitely share with you guys. And if you have any confusion, you can always write back to me. In case if you would like to share your timelines, you can go under my channel's details and hit the community. And for more details, you can always subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of videos out there, so that probably could help. I hope this video has been little help to you. And in case if it does, do let me know, and I will try to resolve all your queries through my channel. Till then, take care and stay safe, guys. Bye.